Hey everyone, thanks for joining today. My name is Bhuva, dialing in from New York. I'm a social impact entrepreneur at WalletMax, a fintech startup. I also lead Women in AI, a global nonprofit, as the Chief Ethics and Culture Officer. My experience is in financial services sector, especially investment banking and regulatory compliance, digital transformation, innovation in sustainable finance, and more importantly, ethics and inclusion in all industries, with a focus on artificial intelligence, blockchain, and the metaverse. Today, we'll explore financial inclusion and how important it is for women entrepreneurs to thrive and succeed in the post pandemic world, and how can sustainable fintechs like WalletMax help. So, what is financial inclusion? We often talk about diversity and inclusion and digital inclusion. Likewise, financial inclusion means how can we provide affordable and responsible access to everyday financial products and services, be it for individuals anywhere or for small businesses. Examples include simple transactions like buying something online or using a mobile payment service without a lot of fees, or how to get credit without any bias for who you are, or even as simple as taking insurance. The World Bank considers financial inclusion as a key enabler, reduce extreme poverty, and boost shared prosperity across the globe. Financial access facilitates day to day living and helps families and businesses plan for everything, from long term goals to unexpected emergencies. Post pandemic, we see an increase in women entrepreneurs. Some of the trends seem to be freedom to pursue your passion without workplace bias, or challenges in hybrid or remote working. Even simple workplace benefits like healthcare and parental leaves. Women are shifting to entrepreneurship and they definitely emphasize social impact as part of their company culture, and not as an afterthought. Women certainly do pay it forward. Most women entrepreneurs have women mentors and they support another woman by giving a job or signing a business contract or even just simply networking and mentoring. Research indicates that women, especially women of color and non binary people, hire more diverse candidates to lift each other up. Now, financial inclusion for women does come with its challenges. And over the years, we are successfully breaking barriers, and there's still more to be done. For example, when we are raising funds for startups or applying for a microloan to fund your small business, many times questions posed include how will you not lose versus how will you win, which is typically asked for male counterparts. Another challenge, of course, is the overall total funding. Even before the pandemic, women got only less than 3% of total money raised or invested in any kind of business at any stage. On top of this, diverse women and non binary people face an additional challenge. With higher interest rates, that's to get financial funds for their small businesses, since they may not have the collateral that they need, right? So, why there is an urgency to provide more resources and support for women entrepreneurs and financial inclusion right now? So, it's because the pandemic has accelerated several divides in our societies and exposed vulnerabilities or gaps across digital access, financial literacy, and societal justice. So, financial education is not taught in schools like regular curriculum, which means when younger generation starts earning money, they're struggling to find the best balance between spending and savings for their long term goals and personal experiences. As we are all aware, the future is digital, infused into every aspect of our lives, whether or not we are in the tech field inherently. Recent trends indicate that local and global economies are intertwined with the digital infrastructure advancement. So, how can we enable inclusive access to each and every person in our community, regardless of their background? And more importantly, the unbanked and the underbanked population, which is in a couple of billions around the world. The future is to build digital systems that are by default inclusive of all the population in mind. How can someone in a remote village access your financial product with low band internet. Above all, user data privacy and getting consent every step of the way is essential to build digital systems that give consumers the confidence to use your financial product or service very securely, right? So now how can we turn challenges to opportunities and enable better financial wellness for everyone? As you may know, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals from the United Nations provide a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet, not only for now, but into the future, in a global partnership that's developed across developed nations and also emerging or developing countries. So at WalletMax, we recognize that ending poverty must go hand in hand with improving women's health and education, reducing inequalities, and advancing economic growth, all while tackling climate change. How do we preserve our oceans and forests on the way, right? So my recommendation is to look into government resources. For example, the World Bank tracks diverse gender income globally in a database. This is free, open source, anyone can use, and this can be used to define your localized policy changes that can further enable financial inclusion at the local level, and then it can be scaled at the community, regional, and the country level, or even try to leverage public-private partnerships to mobilize non-traditional funds for individuals and businesses. My overall mission involves broader inclusion, from digital inclusion to financial inclusion and social inclusion. So when digital inclusion happens, we are building solutions that enable equitable access to digital tools. We should also keep in mind the hybrid environment we are in, right? So to be seamless across devices and channels, ensuring omni-channel experience to meet the needs of the users at the place they are in. For example, there are localities where internet or online access for education is a challenge. We saw that through the pandemic, right? And with social inclusion, we improve the lifestyles of individuals and groups to take part in the society. How do we ensure everyone is able to exercise basic human rights without any AI algorithmic bias or data bias? That's also possibly unconscious bias, right? So at WalletMax, to achieve this 360-degree inclusion, combining my 25 years of corporate executive and nonprofit C-suite experience, I partner exclusively with women-led startups to grow their social impact and revenue across climate innovation, economic inclusion, and ethical enterprise operations. More than $2 billion in market share for women-led startups are losing customers and revenues to franchisees in our local neighborhoods due to limited financial and human capital for marketing, sales, and business development. So we solve these challenges for women by offering exclusive loyalty rewards and programs that are affordable and sustainable. So we offer two types of rewards, a digital reward or a crypto reward, right? So with this, the eco-conscious retail shoppers can purchase from one small business, accumulate rewards, and further redeem at another small business, all within our WalletMax network. And of course, they'll be getting much higher discounts with this approach. So it's going to be a win-win-win for sustainable consumers, women business owners, and of course, for WalletMax bottom line. So we solve the real problem in women's financial inclusion and socioeconomic impact due to small business expansion risks. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. Please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. If you want to learn more or have suggestions, questions on any of the topics we discussed today, happy to connect on LinkedIn. Goodbye.